Hello everyone, we are here with Dennis Brechmann, who just got top 16 at the German National Championship. There were 2,123 players, you went 10-2 in Swiss, and then made it all the way to top 16.
Yes, I played Tenpai Dragons. I think my matchups were pretty decent. I got some Tenpai Mirrors, some Snake Eyes. My losses were one Snake Eye in round 8, one Flaunderies in the last round of the day 2, and I was like, okay, I will take this loss for 3-time shifter. And my third loss was in top 16 against branded 60 cards. Yes.
Really good altogether though.
Yeah.
Alright then, let's see your deck.
Yeah, I play the standard ratios, 3 Chandra, 3 Pydra, 2 Fadra, 3 Kaiman, and 3 Sangen with 1 terraforming. I think it's a pretty standard ratio. Everybody plays it at the moment this way. Also I played the Kashtira engine with 3 Fenrir and 1 Racehorse. In theory the Racehorse could have been pretty decent because the 180k pump in the mirror match, but it's only on paper, it never comes up to that. And yeah, the Fenrir performed pretty well. Only hands I didn't like the Fenrir is when I have to Magnamoot, and I have also the Fenrir, but yeah, it happens. It was a very good card. I would recommend everyone to play Fenrir. Yeah, then it's also kinda the engine Prosperity. The extra deck is like you have 5 cards you need to play, and the rest is, oh, nice to have. So you have always something to banish for Prosperity for 6, and most of the time you could activate a second one for 3. Yeah, I already mentioned him, the Magnamoot. Pretty decent card. It's a searcher for the deck. It's one of the strongest hand traps if you play against light or dark based decks and they need the GUI. And he's also a dragon, so I can instantly go with Chandra and him into Transcendent Dragon, which makes the place super easy to OTK. For hand traps, I played 2 Ghost Ogres for the mirror match, and some other matchups they are kinda good, but not in every matchup, so I decide to only play 2. 3 Wailer, one of the best hand trap right now, I think, against Snake Eyes. Could stop an entire turn if you Snake Eyes a normal sum Ash, if you Wailer the normal sum Snake Eye Ash. And yeah, I think one of the best hand traps. Together with the Impermanence. I like the Impermanence more since it doesn't activate the talents of my opponent. And standard hand trap since 2017, Ash Blossom. I think everybody plays Ash Blossom, so yeah. And for the non-engine board breakers, I played 3 Droplets and 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster. I think only hand trap could work as well, but I like to draw the droplet for turn and combine 2 breakers. It's so powerful if you have both together. Many decks I have some little back row, more than 1 sometimes, so the Feather Duster outperforms the Cosmic Cycle in my opinion, and the Lightning Storm is could be a Raigeki in the worst case. So I decided to play those over Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck. Yeah, the extra deck is pretty standard as well, I think. I decided to play 3 Bident because of Unicorn. The Kashtira Snake Eye version gets more popularity, and I think, okay, if I hand trap 1 time, he take 1. If I have a second monster effect in my turn, he takes a second. If I don't have the third, my engine is dead, so I have to play 3. The same goes for the Transcendent, because he needs to take both, and in that case I would still have my Trident Dragon to OTK him. So he would target this guy and one of my other extra deck monsters. But in general, it doesn't come up to that point. I played one time against the Unicorn, doesn't need to hand trap and have the droplet. So yeah, it was just for the theory, but I think it was a pretty good ratio. One time in the mirror match I used the third one, so I was glad I had it in the deck. Yeah, then I play the Roast Dragon package. The only Roast Dragon I did not summon the entire weekend was the Moonlight, but he's pretty cool if I have to go against Snake Eye boards with the Flamberge Dragon and just can bounce him so he doesn't float. The Ruddy Rose would have won me my game 1 in round 9, I guess, against Salamangreat, but I played the wrong way around, so I have my graveyard set up before I play the Ruddy Rose. But in that case, he would won me the game 1 instantly. A super strong card and one of the few dragons with 3200 AK. He just can't beat over some monsters. It's funnily that I need sometimes a stronger monster than my opponent because my deck is just beat down. And yeah. Also, he got a Stardust Dragon-like effect. So you can out the Promethean Princess in the GY when he changed the Promethean on his on some trigger. Yeah, also I played one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. It's the little brother of the Transcendent Dragon. Most of the time I do not summon him because I can summon the Transcendent. But he came one time in the tournament, won me the game, so I think it's a pretty good card for the deck. And as I said, you have plenty of space in the deck. I played one Q build. It's pop one card on summon. Also, he only one time, but the one time I summoned him, he won me instantly the game because I could destroy the Necrorally my opponent placed me in the mirror match. For the Jubel matchup, I played one Time Lord. Sadly, I did not face one Jubel the entire tournament, so the Time Lord did nothing. But I think it's still in other matchups pretty cool if you can't out the board, but lock yourself in dragons and just banish his whole board and you can't bring them back in the end phase. But yeah, I played many dragon decks, so that play wasn't an option in that case. For the links, I played 2 seals. Sometimes after turn 1, the seal got ashed, DD Crowed, Bestialed, whatever. And if you can't get the follow-up kill in the next turn, if your opponent doesn't kill you, you just build the second and are fine, I guess. And the last card is one Dual Chimera. If I get debarriered, I tested the Promethean Pyro Phoenix line, but I think you need too much in too specific combination of cards to out your opponent's back row plus have the materials to build the Promethean Princess OTK line. So I decided to play more random synchros for one time in a moment plays, and yeah, have just this guy for the OTK under D barrier. Yeah.
Did that ever come up that you would have needed the Promethean package, or was it fine without it?
One time I was like, oh, if I just play the package, I could Hita, go his monster Promethean and take back my Pydra. It was a super simplified game state, but he activated pot, take Imperm anyway, so yeah, it would be nice to have in that moment, but he had the counterplay now, so it doesn't matter anyway.
All right. All right, then for your side.
Yeah, for my side deck, I played 3 Santa Claus against Fujo, against Salamangreat. It was insane because they just play Raging Phoenix and some other cards. And yeah, if you out the Raging Phoenix, their complete interaction is gone. Yeah, I tested them earlier in this main deck, but ultimately they go to the sideboard for the Fenrir package because Fenrir is too good for card at the moment. Then I played 3 Drolls, one of the strongest hand traps ever printed, but I don't think they fit in every matchup this meta. I played 2 Dark Worlds, so I was very glad to have those guys. Sadly, I didn't draw them, but I had them and I was confident that I could draw them. Yeah, then pretty standard, the 3 Cosmic Cyclone, I mentioned them earlier. They are pretty good in the mirror match. If he let you go first, you can just side out the board breaker, spell trap removal into the Cosmic Cyclones to remove an opponent's Sangen summoning, and your hand traps will be alive again. Then I think it's one of the sexiest cards in the deck, the Heat Waves. Many players stopped playing those, but I was like, okay, I have some matchups where I want to go first after siding because my opponent will probably not do something spicy, go second engine from his sideboard into the main deck. Everything going first, and I was like, okay, I have the Heat Waves. Against light and dark decks, I have a card in my sideboard. Against the mirror match, I have a card in my sideboard. And against different type matchups like Snake, I have a card in my sideboard to just go first, interrupt the plays, and hope that I drew one of my non-game engines. And those are Rivalry, who watched my feature match in round 5. This card won me the game 2 alone. Corki Mario Drago, out of the seal, won me 1 game alone because my opponent can't play. And for the mirror match, the Heliosphere Dragon doesn't come up this weekend, but I played against one guy from locals the Thursday before the German Nationals. And this guy won the game second alone in the mirror match, and I was like, okay, I just play him because I can find him out of the seal. In the mirror match, it's pretty standard to let your opponent go first either way. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards I can find to skip his turn and play my own. Yeah, that was my deck.
All right. Any final words or shoutouts?
Yeah, shout outs to my team Trent, of course, to all my friends who helped me prepare for this weekend, and especially to Henry Dorpeide because he made the mental work the whole weekend. After each round, he was like, okay, good job, but you have to play 5 more rounds, 4 more rounds, play cool. And he made it that I keep calm and could focus on the next match.
All right. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.